Welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I hope y'all are having a lovely day. Hello, Nick. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Are we all do like so? We all having a good first week back from the holidays?
Sorry.
I was asking if your week back from the holidays is going all right.
Oh yeah, it's going well, doing well.
Always busy. Um,
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit, he said. Okay, so we're continuing the FileMaker makeover for your files, days 11, 12, 13, and 14. So these are going to be really awesome and fantastic. They've been really awesome and fantastic. Basically, you submit a file and then Nick renovates it live. Not completely, but he takes off chunks easy, gets some low-hanging fruit, teaches some no cool tips and tricks, and we have a fabulous time. I think we're doing pretty good. So I'm just going to do the little spiel you'll have to hear me say, which is, hey, if you want to learn FileMaker, feel free to get our FM training subscription bundle. Yes, these things. Basically, if you like 10-minute animated videos about really specific FileMaker topics where you want to go through an entire learn FileMaker from like the ground up, feel free to pick up these videos. Or if you got specific questions you're looking to get answered, and like sometimes I know I look up written answers on the internet a lot. And then I'll have to go video hunting semi-regularly because I get like the written answer and I read the instructions and I'm like, yeah, this made no sense to me. These are what the videos are for. So, and hunting through our live streams can be a long process because our live streams are generally an hour long and we do allow them to meander a bit due to the fact that we like having a conversation going on with the community. So, with that all being said, also, if you look at all this, you're like, man, I'd actually really prefer to not have to do FileMaker by myself. Or you don't want to do an API integration. I'm working on Twilio integration with a customer today, and I can tell you that stuff is not fun to do by yourself. Um, if you are looking for that kind of thing, feel free to give us a ring, send us, well, or an email rather. Email us at support@rcconsulting.com, and we will be happy to hook you up with one of our senior engineers who can happily help you with all sorts of things. Nick Hunter is one of our senior engineers, Calvin, Jonathan Ray, you've met a lot of them. There's also a lot more. So, with that all being said, Nick, would you like to share
Yes,
your screen and tell us what we're doing
yes,
today?
yes. This discussion many people have about, how difficult things are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't even imagine how simple they are compared to other platform where, because, last time I was thinking about this AI stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that implementation of AI is simple in Java and stuff like that? When your father said, "Oh yeah, in JavaScript," no, it's not simple. It's not. If you have a pure Java, because when you start Java, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you need to know is that you know when you have a new Java, this is what you have. That's your Java interface, right? So when you say, yeah, this is it, So when you say, oh yeah, in Java is much simpler, no, no, I disagree. Or Python is simple. Python is more simple. So first of all, Python is not a FileMaker stuff. I mean, it's not a database. Python is a scripting engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is not you can build a solution in Python. That's a lie. No, Java will use Python and Python will use HTML and HTML will use PHP and PHP, so you need to be like a pro in 6 or 7 technologies, in order to access the door, to AI, right? So I strongly disagree. People are they it's like saying like, oh yeah, well, you want to go to the moon. No, just you put your butt in a rocket and you press a button. It's like saying the same thing, right? So yeah, when you said Trilio is difficult, yeah, it's difficult because you do the SMS, right? That's what you want to do.
Yes, that's what I'm going to be
Uh,
doing. Twilio integration, which is a
okay.
nightmare.
Yeah, it's a night. Yeah, but
Compared to
try with
other
another.
places, it's nowhere,
Exactly,
yes.
compared to that's not a point. So yes, yes, it's true. FileMaker could have done things better to implement AI. could have done better to implement emails, could have done better to implement, PDF or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we already have, like our, we already have, um, we always have a solution to get things done. Like for example, for a customer of mine, we had a discussion 2 days ago. He wants a preview, right, for Word documents, Excel documents, PDF documents, right? And message documents, that means let's say you save an email as a document, and you want that to be previewed in FileMaker. Is it possible? Yes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the plugin, so people will say, "Oh yeah, you need a plugin." So after that, I had another discussion with a friend of mine from France. We say, "Oh yeah, I quit FileMaker for WordPress. I thought it would be a good thing. It's a piece of junk. It's a piece of, you know." Like, and I say, why? He say, yeah, because with your stuff, because that's something I did like 15 years ago, right? 20 years ago, that he was working until now and he want to change with WordPress stuff. Oh, WordPress is cool. And then you have, oh yeah, but you need a plugin for this, a plugin for that, a plugin for this, a plugin for that, a plugin for this, a plugin for that. And then you need to access another technology for this, another technology for that. So pretty much it's 6 months. The guy is learning, right? And he doesn't even have one page done so far, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the cost is like out of control, right? Because everything free,
No.
right? Everything free
Yeah.
until you say, oh, you want more than 10 records. Okay, then it's $1,000 a month, right? So everything free until, oh yeah, but I want, like, yeah, yeah, AI should be free. Yeah, until you want to do you want to simulate a Star Trek episode with the AI, and then you need to pay. Yeah, right. You pay your subscription on Netflix, right? So you pay your phone, you pay your plan, you pay your internet, you pay your water, you pay your electricity. I mean, So yes, you need to pay. Yeah, but here is my philosophy on this. You know, Remember back in the day, the people were not buying that a big sport. It's a national sport in Europe. People doesn't buy software because they don't want to buy software. They
Mm-hmm.
think software should be free, and they should. Okay, so I was working for a company. I'm talking like 30 years ago, another lifetime, right? Another lifetime. And the guy said, "Oh yeah, I don't want to pay the software." I said, "Yeah, but are you making money with the software? Is the software is making you, earning money?" And the guy said, "Without the software, I have no business. So pay your, what I mean? So if for example, I never ever paid a FileMaker solution, a FileMaker 1 cent to FileMaker, never. Me. Why? Because I was working for other people, right? Like for example, my customer, they use FileMaker, right? So they pay FileMaker and I'm using their, right, license. Okay. So, but the customer is making the money is using the software, so he pays the FileMaker, right? So it's the same thing. Is AI is making you more money than paid, right? If you don't earn more money with AI or whatever, or any other service, right? Don't pay it. You don't need it. If it's not making money, you're not making money with it. So there's no reason you pay it, right? So for example, what people say, why are you paying $200 or, OpenAI for just helping you making calculation is because, for example, today I did something for customer, right? It took me 4 hours to build something. It would have required me 4 days to build it without ChatGPT, right? So yeah, I'm paying uh, $200, but I'm making 5 times more work, right? So, so yeah, I'm paying. I'm very happy to pay, right? So it's the same thing. But for the how difficult the thing is, yeah, I have some agreement and disagreement on this. Okay. So, but by the way, uh, also this is the reason why we're here, right? When the boss said, okay, yeah, but what you show people, Nick, is complicated. It's complex, that's the word. I say yes. So okay, so I'm going to show you something, you know. I'm going to show you this. Okay. This 1 + 1 equal 2, right? So that's what I'm going to show you. That are you going to show up if I'm doing this? Right? So no, I want to show you things that you will never see anywhere else, you know, because the simple thing you can figure out by yourself, right? So sometimes I'm showing things that you are interested. Sometimes I'm not. You're not interested. Okay, so switch to another video. But I must show things, and sometimes I'm making discovery, and sometimes most of the time people are very happy. They see what I'm doing offline, afterwards. They see the video on YouTube, and then they say, "Oh, that changed my way of doing things. That changed my life. That changed this and changed that." Right? So yeah. So like what we do today. So today we do something cool, right? So I want to show you because here we have a lot of things here, and I want to tell you and show you how we can do things here. Like you want to send an email, like a button, open the website, or even call. So I want to show you how to do that, right? So pretty much I want to do something like this. Okay. So let's say we have this button here, right? So I'm here, and in front of phone number, right? I want this button here. Okay, so let's remove this for now. Okay. So I want this phone number, so in front of the phone number, I want this icon. Okay. So how we can call the number from the phone, from your computer. Okay. Because we're not on the phone, we're on a computer. Well, technically, everybody has its phone, uh, personal phone connected, like like mine. So I was monitoring. So here, so we have connect. So we all have. Oops. It's okay. So we all have our phone connected to, you know, to their computer, right? So the phone is connected to the computer. Most of the people have, right? If you don't, well, you can call. But if you have, right, how I can call, this, right? Well, so I have a script here, but for now, let's remove the script and let's say, so how we can call, right? Well, you said you open URL, okay? You open URL, and here you say, tell, ah, oops, tell column, right? And the phone number, right? Which is in the address phone number. Oops. Okay. So this is how to call. So let's say I'm putting a phone number here. Let me grant. So I'm putting a phone number here. I don't know, or no, I don't know, like this, right? So I have a phone number, right? If I click here, so I can show you, but it pop on the side of my screen is popping this, right? So as a notification, the system is popping this. Click to call. So I click here, I click this, or just you click and then it launched the call to using my phone. Okay. So so yes, so that means you can call using that technique, right? You can call during here, okay, directly. So using the tail column, okay, this technique here, this way, okay, this way, tail, okay. There's another thing that um, you need to know about this, okay, to make sure that it works, right? You cannot if you send a phone number like this, it will never call it. It will fail the call. So because it doesn't like when you send hyphen, parentheses, or spaces, or stuff like this. So that's why I have here for you a custom function that I name get clean phone number. Okay, so I'm going to give you that. Put here custom function, right? So it's very simple. So how that work? Because always when you don't use the right tool, or if you don't use the right feature, or if you don't use the right function, right, you fail. Okay. Of course, everybody will have come with a substitute, whatever. This is not how you should address things, and this is how the filter function works. This is a call. This is a phone number. Okay, that's a phone number. And what you want to do, you want to use filter, right? The filter, you say, okay, I want to filter the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 0, right? So you see what I mean? So let's change the phone number and make it, because there's only there's, let's put like a 1, let's put like a 1, 1, and there's a lot of 9, 2, and 3, for example. Okay. So if using filter, you want to filter out of this phone number the ones. There's 2 ones, right? We okay? 1, 1. And then you say, okay, I want the 1s, I want the 2s, I want the 3s, I want the 4th, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 0, right? And of course, you want the plus. And sometime when you do international call or whatever, right, you need a semicolon for the extension. Okay. So now my phone number was this, but the filter, that the feature of filter. Okay. I mean, I think back in our, I don't know, FileMaker 6.0, they invented filter for that purpose. Because it's so damn good. Or, let's say another filter application that I'm using a lot, okay, is, for example, okay, let's say my name is, right? Right. But I don't want the hyphen, for example. I want straight, I don't want the hyphen stuff, whatever, right? So you say filter, right? And what do you want? So the text to filter is first name, right? First. And what do you want to filter? Well, no, I have a better example than this. I want, for example, I have this. Yes. So let's say another application about the filter stuff, right? So I want to filter, this, and I only want the letters, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, N, O, P, Q, S, X, Y, Z. Okay, right? So I'll only have the letters. But you can see the filter, though I did that on purpose, because the filter only allows it's a case sensitive. If I want the N, I need to do this. Okay. So two ways to address this, you can lower this and you have everybody, right? Lower means it puts everything small cap, okay? Upper is doing the opposite. Lower is doing this. Or, right, you do this. Right? So let's say now I want this, but also I want space, and that's it, right? So thanks to this, the filter, now I can put whatever I want there, like this, this, whatever, right? Well, right? Got it? So how you can use this to be, when do I need that? When do I use this? Okay. Pretty much I'm doing this. So I copy this and you put in your first name, right? You filter self, and you filter self, both first name and last name. So what that will do? So let's say now I'm doing this, okay? I validate both. You can put like, or you can put a parenthesis, stuff, numbers, right? Right? Well, if I validate this, the self filter, you know, yeah, the letters, yes, it come. But you know what? If you want to avoid, strange characters, right? Right. For example, perfect, another application of mine, right? Perfect. No. Where is the? Want to copy this? Perfect for, you guessed it. I think it's here. Emails. But email, I don't want space. I want at sign and dot. And this underscore, right? That's it, right? So I cannot have something else. And of course, numbers, right? So you have, let's organize this better. So you have this, 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 and numbers, okay? That's all. So I saw you guys, you had some very complicated email, So let's say you say Nick space enter at I don't know, this RCC brackets .com, okay, right? Boom. You have an auto clean, right? So you clean the unwanted characters, right? So instead of, because I know you guys, I saw that instead of avoiding all the characters that you don't want, you are allowing the character you do want. That's what filter do. Filter is allowing, and that was a filter. The guy who named this, I don't know. Filter is not a good terminology to me for this function because it's not what he's doing. Filter is when you take out, right? You know what I mean? I mean, it would have been, oh, I don't want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that's what filter will do. But anyway, this is how. So, do you have any questions so far?
What if you have accent characters in the name, like in Spanish, French, or Dutch?
Good question. In French, we have this. No, not accepted. Okay, you add it. You add it. You don't have a lot of accent. Where's the name first? Okay, so you add here and you'll say, so you have this. I'm not sure. So yeah, if you have a doubt, you can show your keyboard, right? And I don't, this is the one, I think is this one. So you have the A like this, the R, the E, the O, so you need to put them. But to me, it's complicated to do it because I have a US keyboard, right? So there's a lot of, there's a lot of, but I can put myself in the French keyboard. I think I have it. No, I have a Spanish one. But for example, Spanish, right? So I'm in the Spanish keyboard. So you have this one, right? The most, right? And and you have this one, the N, the ñ, right? And so yeah. So you can, you can add your own characters, if you want. So if you have the keyboard, it's easier than I do because, is this a good one? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yes, you need to do that. Otherwise, what you can do, and I really encourage you to do that, is to have a table, right? So I typically never ever do that. All right. Why? Why I'm not doing this? In your opinion, why I'm not doing this like this? Mhm. Well, because let's say you have this filter, you know, all over the place. You have in field, in scripts, in whatever. And I want to add, I don't know, I went to another country, like you said, and I want the enye. So I need to go across all my calc, and I need to remember where they are, right? Or run a DDR to catch them. So you don't do this, right? So that's why pretty much most of the time what you do, right, is to have a system table, okay? And in this system table, well, you say, okay, filter, so you have the text, for example, names filter. Then you have email, filters. So you have different filters. Email is not the same as name, right? Because in name, you don't want the at sign and the dot. But on an email, this is what you want. On an email, you don't want the A with accent because that doesn't exist, right? So you have two filters. So now that you have in your table, right, in this table, so if I go there, do I have the system here? Something I love on the MBS plugin. I want to name my layout this name. Well, with MBS, you can right click on this and you copy the title. Everything here, see, we can pretty much, we can copy everything. This is super cool. So, okay, so I have this system here, right? And I put my two filter, right? So here, here, on there. So in the names, okay. So this is my filter, okay. That for the names, not the filter without this. And for their, for their emails, at dot underscore. Sometimes I think I never saw with hyphen, but I'm not sure if hyphen. Okay, so let's ask my friend. What other okay, for example, a usage of ChatGPT. See, so I'm doing a screenshot, right? And I'm saying I'm doing two filters to auto enter calc to clean self Okay, you will understand. I'm doing two filters, like filter, text to filter and filter. Okay. Can you generate these two filters with the most relevant characters? See, that's what you ask, right? So then you tell me, oh, Nick, why you pay $200 a month? That's what. You can do it manually if you want, right? But see, for example, well, for the email, he says, right? And he explained to me, he tell me how to do it, right? Well, so then boom, I have my filter. I have my filter for the filter name and people, and you have all what you want. You have all of them, right? They're all there. I don't want this. So that for the names, right? Correct. And for the emails. So I have all what the email could go, I didn't know. Yes, the plus, yeah, he's right. Hyphen plus and percentage, yeah, he's right. So now I have a clean filter, right? Correct. So here in this table system, I need a ID system, even though I have only one record. Oh. Even though I have only one record, doesn't, so let me put I need one record in this. Okay. So now that I'm here, right? I'm here in this layout. So what I need to do here is to have from owner to system, and I need one Cartesian link. That means show me all. Cartesian is show me all. Okay. So now here, instead of in my calcs, instead of saying this, the text to filter, I'm grabbing it from the system and I want the name filter. Same here. Instead of doing this, I'm grabbing system name filter. And I'm going to my addresses, I'm going to my emails. And here, instead of doing this, I'm grabbing, I need to go to the system from address. Okay. Okay. Cartesian. Even though I could have done but it's cleaner. So I'm here and I'm going there and I want their email filters. Okay. So let's see if it works. Can I put a percentage? Yes. Can I put a parenthesis? No. Right? See? So the advantage is if one day, for unknown reason, I want to grant a character here. Let's say, I don't know, for the names, I allow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. But for example, I want the numbers. even though it's ridiculous, but let's say you want, okay? Well, now for both first name and last name, it's available, but I didn't have to change all the calc in everything because I have two calcs using this, and obviously it worked. Let's say I'm removing, I want to ungrant this, right? Well, if I do this and I validate this, poof, go away. Right. Any questions?
Does adding the filter at the field level with an auto calculation affect performance?
No, 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 no. No, it won't. It will affect performance if you put a trigger. This is nasty, right? This is nasty. Trigger is nasty. Unless you do the trigger but that for the next week. I have a trigger where I have a way that if you strike the key I don't want you to put, you can't put it. It doesn't work. You strike the key. If I don't want you to type number, for example, here, if I don't want numbers here, if you type numbers, they don't come. Because here, for example, if I want, I don't want like parentheses, they come, and only when I commit, they go away, right? It's two philosophy, right? Other question?
You can also add trim for the first name in case someone puts a space at the end.
Yeah, you can combine both, right? So here, if you want to do that, the first, you trim this. That's it, right? Right? So you trim this. So now if you there, right, and you put a space here and a space here and numbers, and you validate this, nothing happens. Because you trimmed it, right? See? You understand? So it's cool. It's very cool, right? The advantage, see, I can edit this field here, right? So what the advantage of putting that on the field itself, right? Well, let's say, hold on, I put my finger on my glass. So, okay. So I can edit email from here and from here. So let's say you do the old school rookie tree, you have this and you clean with a trigger. That means you need to put that on every single email field. Now I put the filter on the field itself. So if I do this, like this, so only this stays, okay? If I go there, right? Only this stays. So big advantage, right? Because I can edit this. I can edit this. If I edit this, works, right? So this big advantage to have, and the advantage also to have this filter here, and you grant it, and you have a place like system where you put all those things, Any question?
Not that I can see. Oh, wait,
Okay.
can Nick show the calculation to call a phone number again?
Oh, it's tell. It's I'm going there anyway. So it's tel and the number. Tel like telephone with a column. So, and that will call the phone that is connected to your computer. So, I mean, with Bluetooth or whatever. Okay. But, you know, you don't want to have this like this, you know. So here I have, yeah, you know, this is my typical. This is if I work for you, this is what you get. Your script. This is how you get them, and it's very cool. Why? So okay. Why I'm putting this? You say, oh, Nick, why you do that? Uh-huh. Well, you have a button here, right? And let's say you want a script here. Oh, not in this file. So let's say you have a button here, right? And you want to put a script. So not only here, but where is the, oh yeah, here. So when you have, let's say, perform script, right? This menu is normally unreadable, right? Do we agree? This menu, right, is unreadable. So with emojis, right, you can make it readable. Hamburger, right? Case. Oh, you can see it because it's far away. You know, artificial AI, you know, contacts, user, you know, when you can read, you know, this is why I'm taking that time, you know, to do that. So anyway, so what I want the 2000 script here, 2000A. Okay, I want the scripts, right? So first, because you know, so I want this script here. So I said get clean phone number. So I'm cleaning the phone number. Okay. So I'm getting the phone and I'm cleaning it. And then I'm opening, but I have a script for this because before I wanted to have, you know, like a message, okay, but they're more likely the system will send to you a confirmation before the call. So that would have been like a double confirmation, but it's better to have this like this, to have a script. So here you put a script, right? And you send the phone number by script parameters. Okay. So before we go, okay, so we do the same for all the numbers, right? So that's why I like better the scripts instead of their, you know, their script step. Here, why? I want to call with another phone number, right? So I duplicate this, right? And just here, I don't touch anything, just I go there and I say alternate number. That's it. If I had to go there and set you know, open URL, go there, I don't need that. You see what I mean? The benefit? So you don't have to do that. For the email, the same thing, right? So for the email, I have another button here, but do I have a script? No, for the email, I don't have. I have just I have just the script step. Yeah, because I have only one thing. So, and so for the email, go to email. Okay. Okay. So, and for the URL, okay. And open URL. And here, where's the URL? Oh, website is there. Website. Okay. So now I have my button here, right? But doesn't work well. This is empty. And this is empty, right? So what I do want, I want something like this. So let's let's go to somebody that doesn't have, okay, the tests. The tests, okay. So I want something like this. I have a phone number here. I don't have a phone number here, right? So um, if I edit this and I add a phone number here, a WhatsApp, email, right? So let's don't put that here. So I want this. In that case, I want that, but I want that grayed out. I want something here only if there's something here, and I want that gray, right? So here's the catch. We all know how to hide an object, right? So when to hide, when. This is how you need to think it. When to hide. When it's empty, the phone number. When it's empty, I want that to hide. The alternate number. When it's empty, the email and empty website. Okay? So that's cool. But yeah, that means why the buttons go, right? Sorry, this is the right way to present it. It's grayed out. It's great. That means you have the function, but it's gone, right? So, here I know I have, if you do this, boom, go, right? But I want the thing to get immediately. See gray, right? The big problem in FileMaker is when we want to reverse this. That means I want a version. Hold on, let me grab it. I want a version of this gray, right? So here, yes, it's pretty much easy to say not is empty. So it's easy. You do the opposites when it's not empty. So this goes when it's empty, and this goes when it's not empty. That means if there's nothing here, go. If there's something here, go. Okay? If there's something, this one goes and this one stays. If there's nothing here, this one's go, stay, this one go, you know, so you put that inside in front of the of each other. I typically put the one behind the active one in front in my, you know, I put the inactive one in the bottom, right? And then I have this doing. Okay? But that's great when the hidden state is that simple. Sometimes you have or is empty this and not is. So how you want to say, the question is, how many of you has huge problem to reverse a hidden state to be the opposites of the hidden state? You know, when you have something, when you want the opposite of this, is it gets complicated. How many of you say, oh, I can do it?
No, there's a question from David Ojala asks. Me, and Renato says me.
Right. So this is how you do. I want to reverse. Let's pretend this is a complicated hidden state. And I can hide this, but when this is hidden, I want this to show up. Right? So let's do exactly this. First, I need to put a name on this object. I call it alt number, you know, like I put like a button, alt number. I have a name on this object, right? And then here, I'm using our good old friend, I know you love it, get layout object attributes. So remember, you go there, you select this, and then you click here. It goes straight to the help page of that function. So let's do exactly what they say. I want the get object layout attribute. The object name is this, right? In FileMaker, when you have curly brackets like this, that means this is not mandatory. Okay? In order, you know, if you say if, for example, you have, you know, this is not mandatory, you can skip it, right? So the attribute name, what do I want to get? What attributes I want to get out of this object? Well, that's all my attributes. Okay? The one that is interest me, right, is this. It return one, that means yes, if the object name is hidden. Okay? So this is what I want. This is the attributes I want. So I put the attribute name like this. I want to get the layout object attribute this name of the object. I want this attribute. Okay? But remember, okay, this is a hidden state. So when it's not hidden. That means when this one is not hidden, that means when this one is displayed, remove this one. When this one is displayed, remove this one. When this one is not, when this one is not hidden, show me. When this one is hidden, so that means when this is not valid, right? So what the advantage of this, okay, is that, well, you have a very complicated, you can have a very complicated hidden calculation here and get a very easy reverse saying, I don't give a damn about this calc. When the hidden calc hide this one, show me this. Right? So, see? Oh, I need to, yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to show you something now. Okay. So, something interesting to know about hidden state and refresh. Here, obviously, I have a refresh issue. Because if I refresh window, it shows up. If I refresh window, it shows up. So in that case, what are you doing? I'm asking. What you do in that case?
What are we? Yes, I'm waiting for people to type. Script trigger script on that object.
Beep. Okay, you're gone.
Oh no.
No, wrong. So this is wrong. So here you say, what is the field involved in this disappearance? Yeah, but here it won't work. Maybe not. The fields involved is the alternate number, right? That the field involved. Oh. Is when I change that field that the thing is going, right? Ha. Why? Because in the calc here, I put a trigger. That means all of this happened when I touch this, when I edit this, when I change this. So putting a reference, you just put a reference. It doesn't do anything. It's just you put that field somewhere in the calc. That means FileMaker, it's obligated to refresh. So you have an implicit refresh inside the objects. So also something I can show you. Let's say you have a problem. You want this object to refresh, right? When you change, I don't know, the name, for example, right? Just to refresh. You don't want to hide, just to refresh. You put a let's, you add the trigger, and you select which field you want to be, like her first name, right? And that's it. You don't want to hide. But because you put the trigger in a let statement that has no incidents, just it's a reference to a field in a calc, well, the refresh will happen. It will refresh the display of the object. So you can replace script triggers that are heavy, hard, difficult. You need to build scripts, reference it. It's a piece of junk. So this, right? So now I have a very nice hidden, boom, boom. See? So, and it's easy to spread. Look, now I want this, right? So I put a name here. So this is button phone number, right? And so I have a copy of this one, right? And the hidden state of this object is the trigger is phone number, and the name of the object is button phone number. That's it. Boom. See how it's easy to reuse. So now if I blank this, boom. Same here. I have this, instead of having this very complicated, not whatever, well, I have the same button email, right? I copy this calc here, I paste it here. I copy the name of the button here, and I'm putting that here. Button email. And this is the email field. So now I have this. And here. So let's put a name here, button website. Okay. I copy the calc, put in there. Oops, put in here. I copy the object name, put here the calc, object name, and this is the website, right? Boop. See when is flawless when you have the right technique and the right object, the right everything, right? So of course, I want to put those objects on top, right? And now, voila, I have a nice, beautiful hide object reversed penless, right? So all of those things makes when you pile all of this, from the editing layout with the possibility of escaping, validating with, a click escape, or enter, and all those buttons here, call phone number with my phone directly from FileMaker, send an email, making it gray when it's gone. All of those things piled together at the end, it makes your solution to feel a pile of junk, right? offer, something like application level, app level, right? Something like you could use from, a developer you download the app from the internet, right? So it's very important we master this, but it's not difficult at all, and the hidden objects with the trigger inside the calc, well, that helps a lot, right? So this is why I conceptualize this trigger stuff. I discover, okay, so that FileMaker, somebody at FileMaker, and I don't think it's still working there. His name is Keith Proctor. So that guy, when we discovered that, there's many places where that works. So we call that the tickle. Tickle. So I call it trigger because tickle, right? So there's many ways where you can tickle your solution. And in the next webinar, Sari, we will have like a calculation versus relookup versus, all of those things. I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you where, all the ticklish spot of FileMaker. Any questions?
I believe I saw one. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Is using the timestamp modified and let script okay for refreshing multiple objects at once?
Yes, of course you can do that. So that means, let's say, I'm doing that also. Right? So yeah, so that proved to me you got the concepts. You understood the concept. Oh, I have it here. So let's say I have this trigger here, right? And so instead of refreshing, this, right, with one, you want to refresh with this trigger, right? And refresh this with this trigger, right? So that means this is no longer, yeah, but I need to move it out. Why is I removed it? It's weird because it's oh yeah, it's because no, that weird. But anyway, we oh yes, because see, I have an on commit. I do this on commit. So that's why it was working. I was okay. So let's say I'm this, right? Why? Okay. So C is not or this, right? They get refresh only if I change this. Boom. Right? So yes. So of course, if you build, like I always said, that on all my table, I have a trigger field that I am triggering when I commit. Well, that's why, I can easily what's the name, refer to the same fields instead of, so it makes the what's the name, the duplication for another much easier, right? Right? So, right? Because when you trigger, if you did this, if I click here, right, it will come, right? Because I'm triggering. So the only inconvenience is doing this. And only when you click here, see, only inconvenient. But it's up to you, right? But yes, it does work. Knowing though, maybe Marge, can you add on the list
Yes.
conditional formatting
Yes.
versus hide?
Conditional formatting versus ID.
Yes, versus hiding. Yeah, hiding.
Oh, pro hiding, yes.
Yeah, yeah, because both are, so conditional formatting has its advantage, but many inconvenience. And typically, the inconvenience is the performance, right? We agree, we all with this. So, I will do like a week on this, and I'm going to show you how to use conditional formatting and how to make conditional formatting not destroying the performance. And when and how to use hiding objects instead of conditional formatting, right? Because, for example, here, I have an example. And so here, I want, see, here you understand, right? That on job title, something happened, right? I bring your attention here that the job title here, you need to select it, is red. So some of you guys say, okay, with conditional formatting is fine, right? Yes and no, right? Because this is a hide object, that the hidden object, right? Because I want a border, and we cannot have the border. So the word thing is it's a hidden object. So when you select here, right, boom, right? If I blank it, boom. That's clean. Conditional formatting, that means one calc here, one calc here, and one calc here, okay? Here I have this object, this object, this object on the same calc. That's why I want to come, and explain to you conditional. Okay, first is how conditional works, how hidden calculation works, and one versus the other. When to use one, when to use the other, right? So it will be like almost 2 weeks on this because there's a lot of to say, and there's a lot of to explain to make it how to make it work. And by the way, you think that will make the thing more complicated, but it will make the thing simpler. For example, my hiding technique here is much more simpler now to get this opposite display, right, than before. You understand? So, and I could even do something for you, right? Doing something like this to make it even better, even simpler. You get some custom function, right? And I have this, right? But I can do this and make it have a trigger field. So there's a trigger field, and this is the name of the object, right? So I have a get object hidden states, okay? Or maybe I can rename it like reverse object hidden, okay? So instead of having this calc, right? The let and everything, you say reverse the field, trigger fields, object name. Boom. See? So when you master FileMaker, like custom function, for example, now it's even easier to spread, right? And you understand what that means now, right? Trigger fields, object name, right? Is if there's no trigger, nothing, right? So that makes everything much simpler than this. That was complicated, right? Well, I think we can go.
Yes, and we'll see you for Monday next week. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody for watching.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Nick, for educating people.
Yep,
I will see
always.
all of you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.